Emo ato Ghana man adesheman memo bibiara aha. Zeba area be pram tubraka siebo. Wo big family radio kasa free yezi fi any studio do blogono. Upper class school junction wo ena nsame ahodwe ye kocha yezi fi mazosumu ende area biri na ejuma kubi adaroma na wobo mechi do mamazo nsame mededa no wo kasa frido big family multimedia institute BFM store trustees network group ena afe center for trade wakahombi wobo mechi dom ende area biri mansame medebro za odimo akoten ebi ene Yera Ken ofori ata egba wobon day no waba ye wanted pa wo man Ghana ha no embrese bojumfo ebin makasa na Yera Alexander afanyo makin aka ho asam ensamo from so no Yera Dr. Stephen Amosi Yera Ken ofori ata onyaza wegwan bi onko bebia eheya ena owo Damara so and the minsem kriyam no Yera Kwame Gakpe ono su akasapa ocham de Yera kenoforiata mbrano embro no do ombro mbrano do ono so yedi enchemu yedi babro na ende eye World Radio Day yede ho ensam so babro ensam ne beke ho ena ya bon bedaw amaze wosomote Area Bear Ebusia Kase Akan Kasiebo wo big family radio Kasa Efido. Okin Kenya Watamanka and Area Berry is in a major do Aranyan. Yatsa Kobana. Dodona from Major Attack school time was porcupine. Afe Jebray. Na manfa nsamano nenchemu emo eneda ena oye office of the special prosecutor ozibo to gwano richemde Yera Kenneth ofori ata ono no oye kanu swafo na nkosho man Ghana hene sika won samado wo omanpanyin da ba nanado na membu mu ena na nkoye oswafo na Yera Kenneth oforiata wo chemekupu mu amanone na office of the special prosecutor chema katase she dwumide kankan proyibi akodo ewo dami action yewa Yera Kenneth oforiata onmu bi pa enti ombre no ombe yinanu ewo dem ensame mu na ensame bagitre ewo manga na he da obada na pawa obia lubobi no wed na engagement chede bebia no ebefe bia pawa obia lubo wanyi ono na modo ema edom kuma wo manga na mbehye badwum fie hwanemba da no nyi asanso ye mbehye badwum nyi ozema adehia wo oye efutu abatumpehye do wonfifu no mantom okasai mechre Yera akfanyo makin wakasa achem dem ensama wokeken ensama wokeken wonja ne keken na Yera Isaac adongo kasa na ochem dem Kenneth oforiata nsem semi wabe NPP amayoku na dom kuma wo manga na mbehye badwum fie no wo defending ono na modo Alexander afanyo makin abakasa achem dem denti no be defending one defending nemom zonye wo no na wo hwe na waka.
Mr. Speaker, with respect. Mr. Speaker, with respect. Let the records reflect that this side of the House brought this matter up, questioning the mode of the action taken by state security operatives. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the argument being made by my colleague is to the effect that the man has committed some crimes and we are defending. Mr. Speaker, let it be known by him. Let it be known by him that as he is now in this chamber, he is aspiring into public office. He is seriously lobbying to be made a deputy minister. Mr. Speaker, he has not even been recognized. It is some of these unguarded statements. That is why he has not been recognized. Mr. Speaker, we are talking about the mode of the raid, the arrest. We are not saying that if the state has evidence against Ken Oforiatta, you shouldn't try him. Mr. Speaker, if indeed there is an issue against him, the state can try him. Then he can have access to his lawyers. To a multi-year contract without the Minister for Finance.
Abusia na onechino yeru Alexander Afanyon Maken ono so ekase ewo dwumezi na ase na nansama no reka no na chede chema ensame beyi obia kekanedi ewom obia so no manam na woleka obia so na wa kanedi obia so na ro kanedi na yewra abu jinapo John jinapo ono eye NDC nya ro ka dam ensami eno chemu dem Sir, yes, sir, yera Jinapo on in ya, one a beauty, a woman manual samui, a crew NPP, no crew NDC, as they say, na connect of Furiata and Samabe working. I want so, obey Uncle Boat one of the one a beauty, so I reign when you be.
Of the special prosecutor.
He's an officer, I believe, of national security of the state. So please, let's not sit here and say things that will dent the image of the men and officers of the Ghana Armed Forces. We have heard a colleague make a statement for Hansa that the respected senior member sent soldiers here to kill us. Those were the words. Mr. Speaker, in the same spirit, we need to be careful. Two, I have publicly acknowledged the diplomacy of the majority leader, and I have no reason to doubt him. But I always act in good faith. I shared with him, although private, but I will tender it since it has been raised. Videos of soldiers in uniform at raiding the residence of Mr. Kenneth Foriata. Mr. Speaker, indeed, he is right in saying that the man being spoken about as the one leading the team is now a civilian. That is true. Mr. Richard Jakpa, who works with national security, and indeed the one who led the soldiers, is a state security operative. But Mr. Speaker,
Yatwan Samanodo na Dr. Stephen Amua ono so ka say wo oman Ghana mrehye badwumufie na okasa na ochem dem enwana wakada Yera Kenneth Oforiata we gwana efri oman Ghana ha no Kenneth ongwani yo ongwani enyade we gwan ongwanu nkwa bebia na asansu kacha mehye badwumufo dem za wogu wana ware no ontwaye wonje za ware no afenso oyedan ye na wode da me edimbo to no do de Kenneth Oforiata ono na chede ebane krono kronfo na wode da meeting na tag no ase ni no ntwaye entima mo mfa da meeting no to Kenneth Oforiata no de ono oyesabio okronfo techa mo bi anada obi a wakwaku wi obi ni skanapo do oye criminal no mema mfa da meeting no to no do.
Honorable Stephen Amwa, before you start, let me remind the entire House that we are operating within the ambit of Standing Order 93.5. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to make it emphatically clear that Kenneth Oforiata hasn't run away. Mr. Speaker, I would like to advise this August House that I think our actions and omissions over the years have actually defined us, and we have given the public, the external stakeholders, to always see us in different lenses. And it is time we put an end to what we are doing to each other. Mr. Speaker, some of the descriptions they're giving, some even went to the extent of saying that the economy that he left In fact, I cannot repeat those evil words they use in-house. Mr. Speaker, 2016, the economic Ken Ofori-Atta inherited was growing at 3.4%. Mr. Speaker, the inflationary rate was 15.4. Mr. Speaker, lending rate was about 40%. But for COVID, by 2019, we were growing 7%. Inflation was 7%. Under Ofori-Atta, we had been able to implement one of the most enviable pro-poor policies on the continent of Africa. How could you describe such a man because of global crisis? Your own former finance minister, do you know the description you are giving to your country? Do you know how you are placing Ghana on the globe because of politics? Do you know what you are doing to your country? Very soon, your ministers will be leaving Ghana for other places, for international assignments. And this is what they will read from your own lips. Mr. Speaker, we shouldn't allow this outmoded, colloquial, primitive politics to continue to destroy our country. Mr. Speaker, we are one people with one destiny as a nation. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Subina.
Yatwa samnodo na mbrese bajumware bium ena owura Kwame Gape ono so kase na ochem de empanyimfu bi bobi de eto beba bobanya osan bawa wodo wiaso we ochi no danya akobesi fa akoro na wiase zo osun santo bu ase a inyaze so ebeden egbokom na oyebebu na odibu adehia wowo oman Ghana mbrese badwumu fie na okasa na ochem de yewura Ken Ofori-Atta owe oyoswafo akane na nkosho oman Ghana yene sika aho ensansamodo nanso Ghana okwaka biti de sebe yoswafo bi another be minister cabinet bi wa ha en waka biti de wa dwunye wo de mbrano mbrano ntumbro wodo na emum hawo na aburu mbrano do enti yewura Kwame Gape ekase na ochem de yewura Ken Ofori-Atta owe embrano ombro no do no no sumpo no ombro mbrano do also ombro mbrano do.
Give the floor to Kwame Jijoli Gape.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta is not above the law. He is not above the law. And then when the special prosecutor, they read the statement today, he's talking about the cathedral. They mentioned cathedral issue. They mentioned SML issues. Those are the issues the special prosecutor is investigating. When they call upon Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta to avail himself to the authorities to do the needful, he sent lawyers, and the lawyers they want to represent him. Where is Ken Ofori-Atta? He's outside this country. We call upon our former finance minister to do the needful and come back to Ghana and do the needful. This is about public money. It's not personal money. He's not about the law. The security agencies went to the house lawfully. What we should be looking at is that we should inquire as a house whether they have search warrant to go to Honorable Ken Ofori-Atta's home. It's not about wearing white dresses. So nobody is above the law. When you hold public office, you need to be what? Accountable. The day of accountability have arrived. We were in this country. John Jinapo's home was raided. Former Attorney General's home was raided by the military people. Members were invaded in this chamber. At that time, we don't have the locus to say and condemn it. Today we have the moral temerity, the audacity to say that it is wrong. You have the moral ground to talk. We didn't know the day of reckoning will come today. Here we are. Now you are karma. This is what we call karma. Karma is real. Those days where even members of parliament are being chased. They can prevent it. They can't even do the dutiful duties. Here we are.
Yanko and San Fufrumo, Dr. Dominic Ayin, ono Attorney General. Na endo yen some chofun shiem northern assembly to go chem dem. Wa brandy si Ayekoo no wofi abenmu afi apime bi ne dun so ne mu no. No so nze mebi kodo woni fie pa. Enimpa bi mto sha no fie wo. Na ono kra na onyim. Na bebe si bebi na obeyi na so te pa pay. Come and look, brabo hye. Enimpa bi nima ide we gbawuru fiade enti ocheche nsem chance am 12 no chem de oyada ota akodo ewa abam pa.
In July of 2017, I was in my house when my son came and knocked on my door and told me that he had seen on the CCTV gun-wielding policemen at the gate. This was around 6:30. So I woke up, freshened up, looked into my own, the CCTV, and I saw them. I recognized one of them because as Deputy Attorney General, and then said they were investigating me for corruption.
Okay, ebusia fetchanya na free and easy juma ewa ha. Me yanko ensam fufrumu na yanto akase bono do emfa mom. Na eku bi a wofra wanom. Oye Save Ghana movement. Wa ye nhwemu adenezim we hu de Ghana fo be ye ho nchemu enum ena wante as the we Ghana fo o send enzama omo hu de we Ghana fo no wo hu bi ewo omani mu na wone ensam twafo kasaya wo cheche enzama hudu bi mde chewan na oye payini powder de mekua no ye Robert Anze Ansa one ensam twafo kasaya
Zebra movement, but I see in so say, Ibama Ghana for, Ehun Nintia, Omoya Ghana for. Yen Shimone discussions are ya kokruma ya having inano. Emma you say, Ghanaians in Nintia, Omoya Ghana for. Omwa, Omotia say Nintia, Omoya Ghana for no, you do 5%. We don't understand who we are as Ghanaians. Yen say, ye too quine na yabatsna baby, and Nimpeduma, Omoya Ghana for no, a detective mayen. So, Shemwa, no a dedi emra yet waba a hopper and I'll say we are Ghana ni you have your right to vote and so be a boy to aba and was said here say yema a hono we felisa we are Ghanaian honya chemu yepe honya Ghana di nti e obrofu bia eya omtaika the ordinary Ghanaian me tesa asamna eya na shimi ya ne kraya eya me ene wo ye japade na ya kabu ana ye de ebe ma wo say wo ba hweso abomo ban na sa enfaso ba ho no two many video mesu atomic. I say you will find other friend with the ordinary Ghanaian. And see Ghanaians should understand who they are. So on will say, you're some of both, you're not true.
Robert Anze, to argument ordinary Ghanaian dead na man or be friend. Now obi no ka sebium no chemu day. Ghana fwe, yan sure bukata, yan sure inji yan du ye, tan. Yan sure na yinji na yan do, the zanzan. Na yam prima azo yankasa yenede na yam primpuntunjuma na aban papa yam famo man Ghana sanda Ghana oya ame na awo oya neze enyo obi biaze
Can't you say Ghana ya me Ghana ya wo, let's save ourselves. Say we share your MPs are your trouble with parliament. And ya omusuni omoban actually say I think say omoye saver baby. Le me make party and I say kwatna ho ba omo kwatna ho omo koye ejuma ma omo party na enye oman no. Ba me ene wo de sika na ye de bo omo no ban ye de hye omo akabia nka ese fata say ombetimi de ageni oman no ho baby. Omo kwatna ho na omo koye omuhuye edi eka abrami anyway. If a country is not corrupt, we don't produce corrupt leaders. Omandia emu 24 aya corrupt no, they produce corrupt leaders. So if we claim say yeah Ghanaian, yet Ghanaians here, this is the time I was say proper development as Ghanaians no a demonstration.
Abusia enti yera Robert anze eno kasa no yanko ensambufum na ifa kase ebo no wie ende ye World Radio Day enti e connected like aman Ghana ha ye dipa ye dini oye February bosom na doctor do edu ebasa afibia enti World Radio Day enti eyide yama yan happy World Radio Day that's the and some trophy nyina efin some trophy ekuba chan edereba morning show host mid morning show host newscaster announcer lunchtime host mid driver after driver one na it would man ko tin wo radio do na man sani at one cam na say tumi abon ho moten a chacha manfo enyama papa e wo ka say frida ye ma world happy we your friend Radio Day ati and afen so no ya for dem akonye ya do na one we bubu radio stations ahodo e wo man Ghana ha emman and some chofu binum ye nyadwuma ye de ye wo no so no yankopon no nhire wan papa and akoye da osuwa wode ka kase firi ho adwuma na ade ni na no onyankopon basa ya adom no onten nsatetenteni no fankata wodo baby enti nda ka ye World Radio Day and some chofu one kind of kwat na wonzi no kwar memo nyi bi mfim na wonfa bi nka ho memo nfa bi nka ho na wonyi bi mfim nso na won multiply na we won kaka mbom na won kaka kan yare ngu yepo ne chap na kwa na yepe o sa na yande we are there to entertain and educate amanfo inti fortu timdam inti ende akoye World Radio Day jam ena yeba kwana mom ente ebusuya aha ena embre no bema kwa mamede ewiabe ebusuya kase akan kase bono mezi ebesi amo aseda enkoma akosia adepa ena abena papa bi afe working wise and one so mechi dom ema meze da meka sibu babosumu ende ewiabere okin Kenya watamanka ende ewiabere ezin a mejido aranyen Kobena Dorona from Ejat Takoko school time was porcupine. Mema way na mu enite na sha adeshe makrawan.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio. Obiase eye.
Admission. Are you looking for a computer institution with a serene atmosphere in equipping you with the ability to deepen your understanding and in-depth knowledge in computerization? Then the answer is Big Family Multimedia Institute. Our dedicated and experienced teachers